Learning Technology Coach Program. So cultivating meaningful relationships, meaningful interactions, and staying connected nowadays is very important. Is important as never before, actually, in the situation of pandemic when so many people are locked in their houses and apartments, and even though they are using the internet and social networking sites, they are not interacting in the way they used to interact. So staying connected and moreover having meaningful interactions with their colleagues is very important. Considerable research emphasizing the importance of creating and sustaining meaningful social interactions between communities in general and between members of university communities in particular has been conducted in recent decades in particular, and building on the findings of this research and which is more important, building on our own experiences. Today in this presentation, Sepideh and I, we will talk about the role and contribution of learning technology coaches, or as I refer to them usually, tech coaches or LTCs. So the role and contribution of tech coaches to creating meaningful interactions between the members of Memorial University community and beyond as well. Okay. So what exactly are we going to cover in this presentation? So first, we will show how through the peer coaching collaboration model that we have designed, we have created with the tech coaches, how tech coaches can help instructors gain confidence using technology in their virtual courses, and in this way, transform constructivist classrooms into cutting-edge virtual teaching environments that students enjoy. Second, in this presentation, we will also illustrate, we will show examples. We will illustrate how collaboration between tech coaches and instructors actually helps learning technology coaches who are graduate students grow as researchers, educators, and professionals in their own discipline. And finally, drawing on the experience from Coaches Week, that's an event that tech coaches co-hosted during the winter semester. We will show how engaging in virtual interactions with technology coaches from another university, that's Calgary University, can help enhance peer coaching practices, go beyond Memorial University virtual campus, and build stronger ties with a broader graduate student community. So first of all, who are learning technology coaches? Who are we? As I have already mentioned, learning technology coaches are graduate students. In the winter semester, we had 9 graduate students, 9 tech coaches. These are graduate students with various academic backgrounds. So engineering, math, biology, archaeology, lots of different backgrounds. Tech coaches, most of them have worked and are working as teaching assistants, so they have extensive experience with Brightspace and Webex as well. And they have experience, I would say at this point, they have extensive experience and knowledge of a number of educational technologies. So we have a web page, the CITL website, where you can find a little bit more of information about the program, as well as this intro video. This is a short video that introduces the current learning technology coaches. So we also have a playlist on YouTube. I'm going to play the video right now, so that you can put, names to faces, I guess.
Learning technology coaches support the implementation of learning technologies for online and remote teaching. Coaches provide guidance in the use of various tools, including Brightspace and Webex. They also investigate alternate learning technologies that may be of interest to instructors. Learning technology coaches are current graduate students at Memorial who have experience as teaching assistants and expertise in using Brightspace and Webex for teaching and learning. The Center for Innovation in Teaching and Learning invites you to come meet our coaches. For more information on technology coaches, visit our website, citl.mun.ca.
Okay, so I have introduced the team. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about what exactly we do. So main responsibilities of learning technology coaches. First of all, what do? We help faculty and instructors solve issues related to, for example, setting up or using course sites in Brightspace and using Webex for instruction or office hours. We also assist CITL staff members to troubleshoot issues or, in many cases, research educational technologies, as well as we create instructional resources. And later on, Sepideh, in her part of the presentation, she will show examples of some resources that tech coaches have created. Now, to sum up, in some way to sum up the introduction of the tech coaches, I would like to show you this infographic that actually has been created by a tech coach. Sepideh created this infographic. Some quick facts about the team, about the program. So what exactly did we do in the winter semester? Again, I would like to emphasize the fact that it's a new program. It's not even 6 months old baby. So winter 2021, we had 9 learning technology coaches. During this time, so I would say January, February, and March, during 3 months, we processed 36 requests from faculty members and instructors. And saying processed, by saying processed, I mean we actually established relationships with 36 instructors or faculty members, and we're kind of building on that relationships. We're continuing this relationship. So 36 of those. We have investigated 23 new educational technologies and created detailed reports outlining, pros and cons of these technologies if they are used in teaching courses. We hosted 2 events. And one of these events involved collaboration with another university. As I mentioned before, Sepideh is going to talk more about that. So now I would like to focus on our collaboration with instructors. I will talk about why is it so beneficial to have a graduate student as a tech coach. Then I will move on to describe different collaboration models that we have established to help instructors, faculty members, as well as I will share some feedback from the faculty and instructors. And finally, I will move on to talking about building relationships within Memorial University academic community. So why graduate students? So what makes this type of collaboration unique? Collaboration between an instructor and the graduate student as a tech coach. Well, first of all, graduate students make significant contribution to the creation and dissemination of knowledge in the academia. So the value of faculty graduate student teaching models have been investigated and documented in research literature. And the role of a grad student as a teaching assistant cannot be overestimated. And as I have mentioned before, most of learning technology coaches, they are TAing, or they have had some TAing experience in the past. So at the same time, graduate students are learners themselves, and this dual role of a student and an instructor, a teacher, student and teacher at the same time, that makes graduate students' experience, expertise, and most importantly, their perspective especially valuable when it comes to assisting faculty members and instructors in creating teaching and learning materials, developing different instructional models and assessment methods. So weighing pros and cons, considering which educational technology would be better for a particular course. Now, how do instructors and faculty members or anybody who would like our help can find us? Instructors or anybody who needs us can connect with a learning technology coach through an email. So there are two email addresses that you can see right now on the screen that you can use to get in touch with a learning technology coach. And as I have mentioned before, we also have a web page on the CITL website. So you can go there. Sepideh, if you can put a link to the website, to the web page. Yeah, thank you very much. It's in the chat right now. So what happens after I get an email from an instructor with a request to help with something? I connect a learning technology coach with an instructor. So I'm trying to find the best match based on the expertise and experience of a learning technology coach. Next step is a tech coach sets up a Webex meeting. So instructors, faculty members, or anybody else who is interested in this kind of help, they meet with learning technology coaches in a Webex meeting. Now, in order to assess the effectiveness of the program, what we did, we conducted instructor feedback survey to see how well we are doing. And based on the results of this survey, you can see that the nature of requests in most cases was technical and instructional issues. So 40 to almost 43% of the respondents requested help with Brightspace and Webex tools that are currently used in MON courses. 23, almost 24% wanted to learn how to use Brightspace tools, Webex or Webex features. That means they haven't used them before. So that was totally brand new. And we had a lot of cases when an instructor would come back from sabbatical and had a lot of issues switching back to the online mode of teaching or to remote or blended mode of teaching. And 19% asked for assistance with a new educational technology. Let's say they've heard that their colleagues were using something interesting, a tool that they wanted to use in their courses, so they would ask us to investigate it as well. Now, having said that, we are helping to troubleshoot Webex and Brightspace issues. I'm not saying that we're just tech guys, because sometimes I'm asked this question, oh, you are tech support, you are tech guys. So are learning technology coaches only tech guys? How exactly do we help make educational environments better? Well, I wouldn't say that we are just tech guys, even though learning tech coaches, all of them, they are very, very experienced when it comes to issues with Brightspace or Webex. Like what happens is, as I have already said, we get a request from an instructor, then through a synchronous coaching session, tech coaches help instructor troubleshoot issues. After that, a tech coach goes back to the team, and in many cases, we discuss what the best solution of the problem can be, what can be a better way to improve instruction in this particular course. Then what happens is we have follow-up emails and Webex sessions. So we are constantly keeping in touch with this instructor. We have follow-ups, and the most important part of this collaboration is that we have this synchronous video conferencing sessions with instructors. So I'm going to show you an example of this. We have three kind of types of collaboration models that we have established. The first example, an instructor wanted to create online assignments and wanted to be able to publish feedback so that the students could see that feedback, and she wanted to make sure students could see that feedback. So the request was received. As usual, an instructor was connected to a tech coach, and the tech coach had a Webex meeting with the instructor in order to help you go through each step of the process. Follow-up emails with all the links to the instructional resources available through CITL website were sent to the instructor as well. each tech coach, what was really beneficial, what was valuable in this type of collaboration, each tech coach has access to a Brightspace site that they can use for testing and demonstration purposes. And let's say if an instructor for some reason cannot share his or her screen with the tech coach, so the tech coach can share his and can illustrate each step of the process. So the most important element, again, this live collaboration, this video conferencing, during which there is demonstration of every single step that can help solve the issue. So the value or the result, the increase in the instructor's confidence level with technology. Another collaboration model that we have, I wouldn't say designed, that we have kind of adopted based on research literature, but added a lot to it based on our experience. So an instructor was interested in using new technology that is Flipgrid. That's an education-focused platform that allows instructors to create and facilitate video discussions. An instructor heard that this kind of technology is being used at the University of Toronto, and she wanted to see if it makes sense to use it in her courses here at Memorial. So a tech coach was assigned to investigate the technology, and the tech coach created a summary of the tool's advantages and disadvantages as per instructor's request. Then the report was added to the CITL Learning Technology Guide. I believe we're going to have the link to it in the chat right now. Thank you, Sepideh. So as it has been mentioned before, tech coaches investigate quite a few educational technology, and they are now being added to this tech guide. So the value of this collaboration is that the tech coach is not just a tech guide here. The tech coach goes far beyond being just tech support and becomes a researcher and investigator of innovative educational technology that could help instructors enhance learning experiences, the students' learning experiences. So instructors become familiar with new educational technologies that they might use in their courses. Another example, so learning technology coaches, they help instructors and faculty members troubleshoot technical and instructional issues. Yes, that's right. But what we also do, we suggest how instructional design models currently used by instructors could be improved. What's happening here is because learning technology coaches, all the time they're functioning in this mode of constant professional development. So they're constantly learning about new features of Brightspace, Webex. They're constantly looking for better solutions to, different problems, common technical instructional problems. And then they're collaborating with a number of CITL staff members and instructors. So they're they're on the front line. And in many cases, they can suggest how to improve a particular course design. For example, currently, learning technology coaches are working on instructional videos, which will promote the use of a number of Brightspace features. And one of these features is Brightspace Checklists. Not all instructors are using that, and honestly, not all instructors know about it because it's kind of a new thing. So recently, one of the tech coaches suggested that an instructor, that was his supervisor actually, used this feature, Brightspace Checklists, in his course to enhance the students' engagement with the course content. As a result, the checklist, this feature, was added to the course site, was activated, and it's currently used for project report content and references. So the result value of this type of collaboration, again, enhanced students' experiences. So some instructors either don't know that very good Brightspace features exist out there that can help make their educational environments better, or they just don't have time to look for them. And that's where this is actually the situation where tech coaches can jump in and help. Again, as it has already been mentioned, instructor feedback survey was conducted at the end of March to assess the effectiveness of the program. And the results, the survey link was sent to 36 instructors, 29 completed the survey. So the results of this survey indicate that the LTC program is an effective and actually timely CITL initiative. So as you can see from the information on the slide, almost 73% rated the quality of support as excellent, and they are extremely likely to call upon the support of LTC of an LTC again. Almost 64% of respondents are extremely likely to recommend a tech coach support to a colleague, and I have some quality feedback here as well. So most of instructors emphasized that the communication with the tech coach was prompt, and meetings were scheduled at a time convenient for instructors. And I think the very last sentence here is very important, because sometimes, and I'm an instructor myself, I'm teaching myself, so I'm collaborating with a lot of instructors, and very often they say, I don't want to ask this question because I don't want to seem, I don't want people to know, to think that my question is silly. So this communication with instructors help avoid situations like this, based on the findings from this survey. So let me move on to the next section of my presentation. I've talked about why a graduate student is maybe not the ideal, but the best candidate for the position of a tech coach. I've also described different collaboration models that we have been using to help faculty and instructors. Now we'll focus on how such collaboration model contributes to building meaningful relationships and creating a more connected academic community. So once again, my observations as a supervisor of the program, survey data, and the information from the request log that tech coaches update every time they communicate, collaborate with instructors. So this kind of information proves that instructors are willing to collaborate with tech coaches, and what is very important, they are willing not only to learn from tech coaches, but they are willing to share their experiences, their knowledge with tech coaches. What happens is an instructor and a tech coach collaborate on solving a problem or improving course design. During this collaboration, a tech coach helps an instructor to solve a problem, but an instructor may share something with a tech coach that a tech coach doesn't know. As a result, a more connected academic community is created. Now, to illustrate that, I'm going to talk about one example. So one of the two events that we hosted during the winter semester was H5P Create-a-thon. So the event was prepared and conducted in order to promote this tool H5P, which allows instructors, anybody who uses it, to create interactive course materials. So we were helping instructors to, we were showing instructors how they can make their courses better using H5P technology. Now, after the event, and Sepideh is going to talk more about H5P Create-a-thon. After the event, I got an email from one of the attendees, from one of the instructors, and she said, oh, H5P is great, but you know what? I'm using a similar technology in my courses, and I would be happy to share my experiences with a tech coach so that you can kind of disseminate this knowledge. You can let other people, other instructors know that it might be useful. It happens very often that members of the same department, members of the same faculty, of the same program, are using different educational technologies, and they're not even aware of what their colleagues are using. So coming back to my example, a learning technology coach was connected to this instructor who got back to me after the H5P Create-a-thon event. And the instructor had a meeting with the coach. The instructor shared her experiences, and LTC investigated this technology that was Onshape. Software that's called Onshape that was used by that instructor. And now we have a report of this new technology that is going to be added to the technology guide, learning technology guide as well. Now, even though a number of technologies that we are investigating are not supported by CITL at the moment, but there are very often free versions that instructors are using, and in many cases, it is enough for the courses they are teaching. So that is the case with Onshape. So the value of this kind of collaboration. With the help of learning technology coaches, CITL is familiarizing non-instructor community with new educational tools. So let me move on to the next section of my presentation. So I've talked about the value of learning technology coach program for the instructor community. Now I would like to focus on the other side of it. I would like to focus on the value of working in the role of a tech coach for graduate students themselves. So the collaboration of tech coaches with instructors and CITL staff members is valuable not only for the faculty and instructional designers who tech coaches are assisting, but it's also beneficial for learning technology coaches. Why is that? Because this collaboration enables graduate students to grow as researchers, as educators, as professionals in their own discipline. Well, first of all, before highlighting all these positive things that grad students in the role of tech coaches get from working as part of CITL, I would like just to remind all of us about the role of grad school education. It's multifaceted. It's on top of providing graduate students with an opportunity to obtain a graduate degree in a particular field of study. Grad school helps graduate students, and I think it's a very important moment, especially nowadays, develop a wide range of transferable skills. Some grad students will pursue careers in the academia. Some are looking for non-academic career options, but all of them, in order to be able to compete in the job market, they should, first of all, they should possess a large number of skills applicable to a broad range of careers. And second, they should have experience working in a challenging and very often fast-paced environment. And from this perspective, especially from the second one, the role of a tech coach aligns very well with the philosophy of grad school and allows learning technology coaches to develop these valuable skills most sought after by employers. So in order to assess the effectiveness of the program, we conducted, and in order to assess the value of the program for grad students, we conducted another survey. So learning technology coaches work experience reflection survey that was conducted at the end of March in order to see how they benefited, from working in the role of a tech coach. So the results of the survey indicate that a learning technology coach program is a valuable experience for graduate students. First of all, from the perspective of developing the existing skills, and second, from the perspective of gaining new skills that they would need when they go, when they graduate. So all tech coaches mentioned that they improved communication and or interpersonal skills. Almost 91% of the team mentioned that they improved self-motivation. Almost 89 improved accountability. Almost 82 improved analytical thinking and problem-solving skills. Almost 78 improved time management skills, integrity, and ethical conduct, and 70% reported that they've improved goal setting skills. So that was the development of the existing skills section of the survey. Now, in terms of acquiring new skills, 78% mentioned that they acquired the skill of knowledge mobilization and knowledge translation. Then information management was mentioned by almost 67%, and almost 45% focused mentioned that they improved their research management, organizing, and managing data. I have some quality feedback here, so samples of what tech coaches wrote in the notes section of this survey. So they emphasized that working in CITL was a very valuable experience because that provided an opportunity to work in a professional setting. All of them focused in their feedback, they focused on the fact that they had a chance to work in teams, which is a valuable experience as well. And working for a brand like CITL was also emphasized by all tech coaches. Another two benefits, another two things that they focused on in the feedback that they emphasized is that because the team consists of learning tech coaches, of graduate students from different academic departments, and because the tech coaches are collaborating with a number of instructors across Memorial University campus, that allows them to have a broader view of academia. I remember a conversation with one of the tech coaches at the very beginning of the winter semester, and she said, well, I don't know many people outside of my department. And at the end of the semester, she said, wow, I've learned so much about what's happening in the other department of Memorial University. And I think that's a very valuable gain for her. Adaptability, that's another skill, that's another thing that learning technology coaches mentioned in their feedback. So they had to be able to adapt to the needs and requirements, to the needs of a particular instructor that they were working with. And they were also required to adapt a lot when they were working in teams. But Sepideh is going to talk more about teamwork in her section of the presentation. So that was kind of introduction to what the Learning Technology Coach program is and to what exactly we are doing. Now I'm going to hand it over to Sepideh, and she will show some examples of resources that we have created, and she will talk more about the experiences of a learning technology coach who can talk better about the experiences of a tech coach than a tech coach herself. So thank you very much. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now. Sepideh, I'm handing it over to you.
Thank you, Marina. Hi, everyone. I am Sepideh, and I'm a learning technology coach with CITL. In this section, I will be talking about how learning technology coaches cultivate meaningful interaction between the members of Memorial University community and beyond. The interactions are between learning technology coaches at MUN and learning technology coaches at MUN with other coaches from Taylor Institute of Teaching and Learning, University of Calgary. Here at CITL, the work model that we use can be studied in three levels: the macro level, the meso level, and the micro level. This coaching work model is adopted from Employee ID Academy. To perform coaching, there is the need of the group members to take in different roles in different stages of the process. In the figure below, the phases of coaching are described on macro level, which are the initial phase, the main phase, and the final phase. The initial phase is where the coaching is organized and structured to sort out the problems that needed to be solved. In the main phase, the coaching process starts to find a solution for the given problem. And the final phase is for making plans and giving feedbacks on the request. It was mentioned that there might be more than one main phase. In the meso level, first the problem is given, which is problem state. Then there is a need to change the pattern state to concentrate on the solution. And finally, the final state, which is to suggesting possible solutions. The micro level consists of stages of interaction between program supervisor, instructor or the clients, and the coaches. And the macro level consists of starting the process by introducing the problem from clients or the instructor, considering the problem and the issue and the situation, evaluation of the available resources, collecting of additional resources and information, goal setting and defining the expected outcome, providing solution and report, and finally having feedback or hearing back from clients or instructors. The micro-model steps are the final process for investigating the problem that we work on, and some steps of the process can be skipped or even switched with others. The relationship between learning technology coaches is built on the basis of some core values, which are teamwork, effective communication, and working in a team is the core. Diversity. Coaches are from different background and knowledge, so they can share their knowledge from different departments with each other. And for example, we have a coach from mathematics, we have a coach from computer department, and we have a coach from biology. So each coach brings to their group the knowledge and the background they have. Recognition, make member excited and visible, encourage self-esteem. Goal setting, involving the team in setting the goal, gain a professional and personal development. Support, constant support from members of the team, which are supervisor of the program or other CIT members or even other coaches are always available. Generally speaking, the project of learning technology coaches can be divided into two main sections, individual projects or group projects. Individual project may consist of investigation for a technology, or it might be a new technology or an existing technology, or video production in terms of introducing something like Webex. For example, here there is an example of video for individual project, which is in how to make or request a Webex account. And let's play this video together and see how it can be. Webex account. In this video, I will be talking about requesting a Webex account from ITS and its activation. Webex is a suite of online meeting tools that allow you to meet with participants inside and outside of Memorial using your computer, mobile device, or telephone. All Memorial faculty and staff may request a Webex account to host meetings and other online events. This tutorial shows the steps to make a Webex account. First, go to the Chief Information Officer webpage with the address mon.ca/CIO and click on the IT services. Scroll down and choose Webex from the list. On the virtual meeting page, click on Request Webex box. On the next page, scroll down to the section for faculty and staff and click on the Memorial's Webex Terms and Conditions of Use. Use your MON login information and you will be redirected to the Webex Terms and Conditions page. Read through Terms and Conditions and check the box to proceed. Fill the request form and do not forget to use your MON email and then submit it. Upon receipt, your Webex account will be created and you will be notified by email when your access has been granted. Once you receive the email from IT service, go to mon.webex.com. Click Sign In. Use your MON email address as your MON login ID followed by @mun.ca. Login using your MUN login credentials. Thank you. It was an example of a video project in terms of individual project. So the other group of the project that LTC usually work on that are group projects, which are mutually beneficial in terms of team achievement and also individual professional development. The core values that are mentioned in previous slide would be practiced on a professional environment, and also the more comprehensive results are expected. Here are some examples of group projects. For example, H5P Create-a-thon or LTC Week. These two are events that has been co-hosted or hosted by LTCs, and group video projects. H5P Create-a-thon was a 4-day event for introducing H5P tools and objects to the instructors. The purpose of the event was showing how useful the tool can be and how the instructors can use them in their course with some interactive objects. Therefore, different objects with different course materials from different departments were made to show the diverse application of the tool. The collaboration of the coaches in the event planning and event management was the core. And the work model for the event includes setting the goal, which was introducing the H5P object and its diverse application. Considering the resources or the reality that we had, for example, the tutorial and the material that we already had, and providing new resources or options, which was making some interactive objects for different departments and different backgrounds. And finally, the final step was way forward and having the event for 4 days. The other group project that I can name is having the event with the University of Calgary. And it was an event that was co-hosted by learning technology coaches at MUN and coaches from Taylor Institute of University of Calgary. The sessions were held to share the experience and knowledge. The main values that were shared include troubleshooting experience. For example, what type of issues or technology each group investigate, what is the appropriate approach, and how they manage that in each team. Introducing the popular software in the remote environment, and how they are used in each university, what are the advantages of each software that they use, and why they are using those softwares. The last but not least, explaining work model and approach in making meaningful relationship with instructors. For example, reviewing the strategies, following up with the instructors, and promoting program that each group has. Group video projects are another example of collaboration between coaches to introduce an educational tools inside and outside of Brightspace. These videos can be used as a resources to become familiar with the learning management system at MUN, which is Brightspace. Some example of group video projects are using Calendar in the Brightspace, or introducing rubrics or checklists, as Marina mentioned earlier. Since we are running out of time, so I'm gonna just play a small portion of this video, and hopefully they can be available soon on the YouTube of the Learning Technology Coaches. So please let me know if you can't hear that.
The platform that we use for remote learning in our university is Brightspace. If you don't know how to set up the course or facing any issue while setting up on Brightspace, learning technology coaches are here to help you with these new technologies. Are your students struggling in keeping up the deadlines and due dates? We will introduce you to the Brightspace Calendar. The calendar widget is comprised of two parts, the calendar view and upcoming events. In the calendar view, the date highlighted in blue is the current date. Date with blue dots have events associated with them. Upcoming events show the list of near future events. Click the arrow to collapse or expand these events. Click the date or the arrow to collapse calendar widget as a whole. The Brightspace Calendar notifies students about the events and deadlines. The proper use of the calendar will make a student aware of the upcoming commitments. Events on the calendar can redirect you to the event page. Doesn't that sound useful?
So as I mentioned, we are running out of time. So if you're interested to see more videos from learning technology coaches, you might find our playlist in the YouTube of the CITL. So thanks for your time. This is the end of the slides, and any question or comments, we would be happy to answer. I'm gonna stop sharing.
Hi folks, it's Lynn back here. That was a great presentation. Thank you very much. I love the idea of collaboration, connection, community, sharing. It's a wonderful model, and I think that we're very lucky to have folks like you supporting what we do.